Hello and welcome to Bakerstreet.coasters, where today we are not quite in a theme park. However, I am here at the Black Country Living Museum. Now what I did is I took a train to Tipton and then literally walked 20 minutes to the Black Country Living Museum. So let's see what they have inside. I cannot wait to see what they have, guys. So the ticket price for this was £26. However, because I'm a student, I got it £2 cheaper, which is like £24.95. So that's really good, actually. Oh, we're here. Look at all this. I cannot wait. I haven't been here since COVID happened, believe it or not. I went with my family. That was the last time I went here. Wow, look at these cars. They're literally on show here before you actually enter the museum itself. You can sort of tell you're in for a day. Now it is really hot today, guys. I'm not even going to joke with you, but it's like an old museum. It's an old town, a bit like the one at Ironbridge. I will have to get back there very soon. Mitchells and Butlers. So yeah, we've just entered the Black Country Living Museum. Look how cool this place is. Like I said, I don't think I've been back here for quite a while. I don't know how much this place has changed, because, you know, it's one of those things, you can't really, you can move, you can restructure, you can move, the houses and stuff. I don't know if I've done that in the past few years, because like I said, I haven't been here since COVID, and a lot of things have changed since COVID, guys. So, yeah, let's get into the main village. Is it village town? Look how cool this is as well. They've got the old buses running. That's really cool. Wow. Guessing that used to be a mine shaft back in the day. Yeah, that definitely is a mine shaft, guys. Wow, and they would pull stuff up to basically retrieve sort of ores and stuff and what they could find. Wow. Of course, it's no longer a thing, of course, but you know, there's literally mines all under the ground then, I'm guessing.
Coffee and we're enjoying the sun, very good. So hello, my name is Amit. I'm going to be the demonstrator for this gas show as well as your colouring tour. Both of these will total a total amount of time of about half an hour. So there's the first 15 minutes and then you'll have the second 15 minutes on the colouring. This is essentially going to show you the dangers of what it was like for the miners underneath the ground in terms of gases. And then the above ground colouring tour will show you what life was like for the miners in the actual lot on the colouring. So with that, we're going to show you a bit of science. So who doesn't love science? Don't answer that. So what we're going to do is demonstrate to you the dangers of this process. But first, let's pick your brains a little bit, shall we? Let's give you some context. The first bit is you'd be working for 12 hours a day, 6 days of the week when you go into the mines. If you want to imagine what that's like, when you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, next time, just close your eyes and go about your normal day. Just following around trying to do what you can, because that's what it was like. You would wave your hand in front of your face, you would not be able to see it. That's how dark it gets under the ground in the dark. Your only source of light would be your candles. That is, if you had your candles, because a lot of the time, the little ones, you would actually take the candles, not because you were scared of the dark, but because it was one of your only sources of food. You see, the children were one of the people that were fed last in the family. They needed it from the mom and the dad because they were doing the most work. So children have quite a little bit of food. And if they were working down the mines at the age of 10 or before 1842, the age of 5, they would have their candle and they would chew into it, eating it, because it was made out of animal fat. Sometimes that might be the only food they've had all day. It was a much different time, folks. And with that, there's many other dangers. Let's test your brains. What are the dangers besides gases with the mines experience under the ground? Any ideas? Yeah, sure.
Rocks, yeah.
Rocks, 100%. Falling rocks, the roof fall collapsing on top of you. That is one very big danger working under the ground. Anything else?
Dust inhalation.
Correct. Dust inhalation, inhaling any of the coal fumes or any fumes in particular, you're going to get a high chance of getting silicon. And fire damp is referring to methane gas. Now, with those gases, they are usually harmless in small amounts. We breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. If I was to go like this, and then try to breathe in that carbon dioxide, is that going to affect me in any way?
No.
No, of course not. It's only a small amount. But the key word that I want you all to take away from this is concentration. And I don't mean this. No, I mean the buildup of gases in a small area that overpowers any other gases. That's what causes the problems. Because with carbon dioxide especially, it forms naturally, either by us respirating or because of the coal that we're mining. It has loads and loads of gas on the inside. So when you're mining and mining and mining, you're going to create higher concentrations of the gas. It's heavy, so it's going to start at the floor, it's going to rise and rise and rise and rise until it reaches your mouth or nose. What then happens to me?
You choke.
You'll choke, exactly. I'll find it very hard to breathe at first, and after another 2 steps into the mine, I'll quickly lose consciousness. Now, what do you think happens when another miner tries to come and save me? They're going to do the same thing. They're going to pass out, and then the same, and then the same. That's the problem with these gases. There's not really any foolproof way or humane way to detect them. What I mean by that is because these gases are invisible and odorless. Now, your candle would be your first warning sign. You don't have a lot of warning there. You'll see your candle flicker and go out. If you're in there for any more 2 seconds, if you keep going in, you're going to pass out. The other way, folks, is quite cruel. In my hand, right over here, we have a picture of a canary bird in a more modern looking cage. Now this, like I said, is more modern. This was not the actual method that we used in the 1850s. This was actually able to revive the canaries, but in the 1850s, that was not the case, folks. Unfortunately, they were just taken down in simple bird cages that lungs are smaller than ours, they would pass out and not be able to be revived. I'm going to show you that with this demonstration. Don't worry, I'm not going to fill the entire room with carbon dioxide. That would be horrible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just show you what that looks like with this over here. So I'm going to put secret ingredient number 1, and then secret ingredient number 2. Now this will be a visual demonstration of this gas. Like I said, they are usually completely invisible. So I'm just going to put these 2 ingredients in and display it with the candles. I want you to use your imaginations. The candle is also you. So let's let that fizz. And then can you see how it's bubbling and rising away in the jug? That is creating our own artificial carbon dioxide, very concentrated. Now imagine you're going into the mine and you're completely unaware, and in less than a second, the candle is stifled out. All of that oxygen providing the candle with its source is no longer there. We'll do it again. Less than a second, it goes out completely, and that's exactly what would happen to you, completely unaware, with no sense of smelling it or seeing it coming. So it's quite shocking how fast it can actually affect you. The other gas I'm going to show you is just as volatile, but let's just say it's a lot more visual. Now, there is going to be a bit of a fireball and a loud bang. Is that okay with everybody? Yes? Perfect, all right. So, we're going to be using this right over here. No, we won't, because this one has been used. One moment. I need to give you a bit more context. You see, there's many different types of miners. This miner in particular would wake up about 2 hours earlier than everyone else. Instead of outright avoiding the gas, he is purposefully igniting the gas. It sounds ludicrous, but remember the concentration I told you about. With methane, that collects at the top of the actual roof of the mine. So he would need to ignite it in small pockets to keep it from clumping and becoming disastrous. So the first thing that Mick, that's the name of the job role, it's a genuine thing, the first thing he does is strip naked. I'm not demonstrating that, but he would also be wearing this to cover himself, as well as be drenched in water. Hessian and water. So he'd walk into the mine looking very, very soggy, and he would equip this. This is simply just a candle on a stick. He would light the actual candle right at the front, and he'd walk into the mines, no exaggeration, looking like this. kind of like a crab in a way, very low to the ground, but keeping the candle high up. He's trying to purposely ignite it, but he doesn't know how much concentration there is. Ideally, small fires will occur and they'll just dissipate the gas quickly. But if he's unaware of a big concentration, then well, pretty much out of nowhere, BANG! The whole thing goes off. And then he only has two options. The first is he drops to the floor as fast as he can, and hopefully the Hessian water will protect him. Or there's a reason it's called Mad Mick. So I'm going to show you that and give you a little scenario to imagine. So now you are all my dedicated workers working under the ground. Well done, you're contributing towards the coal mining industry of the Black Country. Way, good for you. Now, you've started your 12-hour shift, and now you've been working for 8 hours. You've been tirelessly working and working, unaware that you're building the concentration of gas. But at the moment it's not an issue because the door at the front where you walked in and walked out have been open and closed, letting some fresh air into the mines. But oh no, there's been a roof fall! Run! Run! Well done, you all made it out alive. But one of you was really clever. You decided to lock the door behind you so nobody can go in or out of the mine whilst nobody is there, preventing thieves. But what you have just done is sealed my fate as the Mad Mick. You see, all that concentration now, since there's nobody to open the doors, is now stuck inside and building, especially with the roof fall, kicking up more gas and keeping it concentrated throughout the entire mine. So that's not good news for me. And folks, we're not in the time of WhatsApp where I've been informed of this. No, not at all. I have no idea. Remember, I'm one of the very first people at the mines in Mad Mick, so when I see the doors, which have been closed for a week, I'm assuming that's all normal. It's been done in the morning and the evening. It's already been done by somebody else. So, I'm going to go into the mines now. I'm getting all of my Hessian ready. I'm making sure that I'm doused in water, soaked head to toe. And as I go in, I've got all my Hessian, and I'm grabbing my candle on a stick. And once I've got my candle on a stick, I'm getting this ready. I've opened the doors. I'm crouched nice and low. Are we ready? Wow, that's brilliant. In less than a second, all of that gas ignites in a huge concentrated inferno, blowing out the mine, filling it with fire. So, here's a question, be honest with me. Am I surviving?
No.
No, of course not. What you just saw there, though, was an example of worst case scenario. This does happen. Even as recent as literally less than a day ago in China, there was a carbon monoxide incident. And over here, this is dated from about 1846. A horrible, horrible mine disaster. 90 operations above the ground would be happening. The coal's transported to the surface, and then you would begin sorting into different piles of types of coal, size and weight. And once that's done, you'd weigh it off, send it off, and that's how you make your money at the end of the day. I always like to make things simple. You put the big lumps with the big lumps, the medium lumps with the medium lumps, and the small lumps with the
Small lumps.
That's it. But this is the thing. The smallest lumps will go into the sacks over there, so you can put them into the houses. The medium and big lumps, they'll go to the factories and the foundries. That's what gives the area such credibility when it comes to Industrial Revolution. They ran these furnaces and forges 24/7, allowing them to make massive leaps in technology. So, let's keep moving up towards here. With this over here, this is our main mine. This was opened in about 1813. Does anybody want to guess how long it was open for?
4 years.
4 years, good answer. No? 8 months. It was only open for 8 months because down under the ground, this goes 120 feet, and it should have connected to the farthest one over there. You can probably see in the distance with the small mast and the shed. Now, that should have connected, but they couldn't because of flooding. One of the dangers I spoke about in the gas show. It flooded completely. They tried to pump it out, but it just wasn't able to be used. And with that, we'll introduce you to the Bauk, the big bucket just over here. Now, that big bucket would hold people and coal. How many people do you reckon fit in that bucket?
3.
3? Try 12.
What?
12 people. You would put 2 on one side of the rim. And if anybody wants to be brave, shout into it. No, don't jump in. I know it's a hot day and there's water at the bottom, but that was a very bad spoonful. Nobody wants to be brave and shout, I'll do it. Hear the echo?
Wow.
That's quite deep. Now this connects to the winding engine on the inside over here. Now this is a more modern thing. I haven't told you, from the gas show, we've actually been transported 60 years into the future, about the late 1910s. Now this is actually a more modern version of the rope. The original rope wasn't rope at all. It was rattle chain. Now that would have actually connected all the way to the top over there of the mast, and then connected to the bucket, and then you'd you'd lift or lower it down into the mines, depending on the weight. Now, the reason why the original is called rattle chain is because it was horrendously annoying. Now, rattle chain is chain links put together with wood in between the seams, and that keeps it nice and strong, preventing it from breaking. But when it winds over the drum very, very slowly, it would make a horrendous rattling sound. Imagine a rattlesnake, slow it down by 75% and amplify it by about 10. So it's very, very annoying for anyone working on the inside. Let's go see the inside. And coal, exactly. But that's not the only thing we're going to be mining. We're going to be mining things like iron, limestone, as well as clay. Into with me, folks? Yeah. Lovely. Let's move on to over here.
Explode.
Of course, it could explode. Or, worst case scenario, because if this explodes, it will probably just burst one of the pipes. If there's too much power that's being used, remember how it's connected to the buckets? That will start swinging from side to side to side. Imagine having many people on one side of a tug of rope and then yanking as hard as you can. People move, don't they? It's the same with the bow. So that can cause a lot of accidents with how narrow the shaft is. And with that, that's how you put more pressure in. You can funnel it out. I'm sure we've all heard a steam train before, you know, choo choo. That's how you funnel out extra pressure of the steam as well. So there's a funnel on the top of this building over on that side. And that's how you funnel out the pressure. Once you've got it to a level, you want to match it to the levels above here. Now that has words like 0, raise and stop, lower, and then on, raise steadily, etc. You want to match it to that and ring the bell to keep it consistently at that level, either funneling in more pressure or less. And once you have that, you would actually need to communicate with whoever's at the bottom of the mine. It's actually quite humorous. You're like, is that good enough? Is that alright? How much weight have you got on there? And then they'll shout back up to you. So it's quite humorous to see, but that's how they would have done it. And once they've got that ready, they'll lift them or lower them into the shaft. Folks, we have 2 more stops on this tour. So
I have one question though. What sort of things do they make here?
Well, this Lavenders, they did a lot of castings for motorbikes. It was a lot of the motor industry parts. So what happens is between 1930 to 1959, which is the time we're set, they produced so many motorbike parts, they actually found that every motorbike had a little component of Lavenders inside.
Wow.
And this is what it was like. But it's very hard to prove or disprove. But there's one thing I definitely can prove about this place. It's the oldest building in the museum.
This one?
Yeah. And look, you really wouldn't think it, would you?
No.
But over here, we have a date brick. And that says 1767. Making this place actually older than America. It's 1776, older than Australia, 1798. Now originally it was a stables for George and Manhouse. We liked it for quite a while, until 1917, when it got converted into an aluminium foundry by John Lavender, a Methodist preacher. Got together with his congregation and set it up. Now what we actually did here is gravity die casting. Simple really. We get an ingot like this and chop it up into bits. Then put it into our furnaces over there. Heats up to temperatures of 780 degrees Celsius, where it gets nice and molten. We have these cast iron moulds which we spray with refractory paint and then we heat them up to about 200 degrees Celsius. This will eliminate 2 things. One, it eliminates the metal setting too fast, plus it gets rid of any moisture. Molten metal and water don't mix. It can pop, spit, shoot out or even explode in some cases. So we don't want that. So we pour it in here, gravity will then pull it down. As it pulls it down, it rises up the side here. These are called risers. And once it's full, left with this item here. circular bit is actually the only part you need. Rest is excess. Now I do say excess instead of waste, as aluminium is infinitely recyclable. In fact, it's the most recyclable thing we have on the planet. And if you were to drink from a can of pop today, the aluminium inside that can of pop may have been the same aluminium from a Spitfire plane. It's just been recycled many times. So what's the point of it? Well, think of it like a glass of fizzy pop. Here's your main body of the liquid, and if we look at the surface here, you'll see the tiny dots. Well, those are the bubbles. But if we look at the side, you can see the head, the fizz, the froth, the gas that's escaping. That's what we have in there. So we don't want the deformation to affect that part there. So when it is actually finished, we can then chop it off and then file it down to be left with the thing that we need, the actual casting. Now we then get it ready for shipped. Ravenners actually did a lot of work. In fact, they actually did stuff for cars as well. I'll come to that in a sec. They did stuff for Black & Decker, doing dual components, typewriter parts for IBM, even parts for a company called British Seagull, who made lightweight outboard motors. You can see on the board there. And they did even parts for a plane, for the Bristol Britannia. And car parts, like I said, starts off with companies like Alvis and Bean, later on Land Rover, Triumph, Rolls-Royce. Now we make stuff for Mercedes-Benz, Bentleys and Bugattis. As we're still in operation in West Brom and Crankle Lane, making us the UK's oldest family-run foundry. Now, in 2019, Lavender decided they want to expand production. This building was going to cut it. So it had to go. So they didn't want to destroy it, taking away its future. So they donated it to museums so we can preserve its past. By numbering every single brick in it. And you can still see evidence of it. If you look at the wall on the outside, you see the drain pipe, you'll look up, you'll see the light, and look a couple of bricks up and you will see how they coded every single brick.
Wow.
Use the same mortar, which is hydroline, takes about 7 days to set. It's fantastic stuff, but it has to be in the right conditions of warm and dry. In the UK, that's very hard. And they painted the original colours of white and blue after West Bromwich Albion. But the less said about that, the better. In 2024, we open these doors to give these demonstrations. So, I hope you come to join us at 2 o'clock to see the casting.
Combination of two buildings. The first part on the left is the weighbridge office. Now the weighbridge office is pretty self-explanatory to help reduce the concentrate of these harmful gases. And with all of that, that would actually help save a lot of the miners. But lovely.
So you've just seen glimpses there from the colliery and gas show. That was really good, I can't lie. I don't remember that back in the day. Like, I went here with school, went here with, I went here with my family, and I don't remember any of that, but I could be totally incorrect, guys. But yeah, anyways, we're going to explore the rest of the Black Country Living Museum.
Not the coal!
Oh.
Yes, you're on the right lines. It's the transportation.
Here you go, guys. Oh, you're living life in here?
Yeah,
Alright. Jeez.
We also got the drop forge over there, it's nice and cool in there. Ironically, on the platform.
Thank you.
Give people an opportunity to cool down.
There you go. And that's like, what do you say that was the melt? It's they melt it, isn't it?
Oh, it's a crucible.
Crucible.
It's a furnace. So you've got a furnace there and then you've got the crucible inside.
Wow. That is insane. So what I've just been told is that this place has been transformed to 2024 because there's so much more different buildings up there. Like, for example, the building that you've just seen, apparently that got put in 2024, and before it was literally a storage place. But yeah, the place used to like make parts for like cars and I forgot what plane he said, but they used to make stuff for planes, all to do with aluminium and everything. That's really cool. But yeah, this place is amazing. Now I remember this part of it. I don't think this part's ever changed, I can't lie. Wow. Can you imagine places like this nowadays? You don't get away with it. I mean, that reminds me of this the pottery place in Stoke. You've got like random antique shops and stuff. This is really cool. These are some of the buildings. Oh, look at all this. That's brilliant. Wow. Why is that something from a movie? You know, like Cinderella or, I don't know, Beauty and the Beast? I couldn't tell you guys. So yeah, here's some of the barges they have here. Now, they actually do have a canal running through. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I can't distinguish between the Ironbridge Blitz Museum and this one. I remember them briefly, but I don't remember both of them at all. But yeah, this one is Black Country, guys. Wow. There's so many people, like, stating stuff as well. No, it's really nice to see. But, like, not sort of like actors, they're like informatives as well, which is really nice. That looks like Rosie and Jim's boat. No, seriously, it does. Charles Strong, Salvage Yard, Small Heath. I'm guessing that's where the fire used to be. Yeah, I'm guessing so, because the fumes just go ahead or something. Wow. So there used to be a train that used to run here. Unless that's the one on Ironbridge. I can't distinguish the both. Grace number 12. Heaven's light, our guide. The Lord give you peace always. They were really into their iron, weren't they? But I'm guessing iron was so strung into the fact that basically you could pull anything, but also they can use it for absolutely anything. So, you know, even this is this an anchor? I don't know what this is. Jeez, that is something else. It does move. It's meant to, but I highly doubt I'm moving that. But yeah, those move. I'm not quite sure what they're for, guys. But yeah, no, look, literally iron and steel. I don't even steel was a thing. Like, iron's huge thing. So when I mentioned about tram lines, there isn't actually, I don't think there's actually a real tram that goes around. In fact, the trams they have here, what? That looks in tip-top shape, I can't lie. But no. Imagine riding in that nowadays, it'll fall apart. Tram routes. Oh, right, okay, so, right. This is a good point. So, Birmingham have recently, apparently, they've, what I know is that they've put in a new tram line. Now, they used to have trams all the time, and you can literally see it down here. So, you just go for Bradley, Great Bridge, Tivida, Stour Bridge, which is not far from my home, actually. I don't know, it goes to Wolverhampton. So I think the main line at the moment goes from like Wolverhampton all the way to Birmingham, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then Birmingham's over there, Birmingham Road Bell. But yeah, no, fortunately trams have like died off, but it looks like they're coming back to power, which is very, very good to see. It is very, very nice to see that we've got dandelion and burdock here. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, and that's like the underneath of a tram, or an old tram at least. So yeah, they have shower as well. It's like an old garage. Wow. All these cars have been. Is that a Morris Minor? I think it's a Morris Minor in the back there. I don't know if you can see that, guys. That's really cool in there. And I do love how I've just got randomly dotted cars and areas. Like, it really makes this place feel like a town or a village and other stuff, which is quite nice actually. So I've got to be very, very careful into what I can film here, because I don't want to get other people in it, of course. And you know, we've got a strict policy. Like, we haven't got a strict policy. I mean, we've got a strict professional filming policy, like most places do, of course. But however, right behind me is a bus. There's a bus? No, I'm joking. Right behind me is a fair. I'm not going to go in there because, like I said, there's probably younger people than me. I'm not filming there as much. But yeah, there's a fair right behind me, guys. I always love a fair. I always love a fun fair. Might go to one very, very soon, guys. Dudley Corporation Public Weighbridge. Furniture cream? What do we use furniture cream for? Someone drop it in the comments, so I don't know. Adam and Grandad was here. Oh, nice. Shout out to Adam and Grandad, guys. Yeah, there you go. Oh, this piece is so hot in here. It's like a greenhouse with all the windows. If you've watched my short video on Black Country Living Museum on all my socials, you will know why I have this weird face. I've just eaten one of the worst sweets ever. Oh, I've got a load in my bag still. I'll probably not even be munching on them later. I can't lie to you. Ooh, oh my god, TVs! Look, guys. What would we do without television? Sorry. No, seriously, what would we do without television? Now, this is quite cool. I wonder what the price would be back in the day, though. This is insane. Oh my god, it's the fan. Well, you guys, you can become a fan if you subscribe. Look at this record player. My sister had one of these. You know, these things have become really big now. I feel like everything's returning back to like its normal modesty. Cliff Richards and the Drifters. Does this work? Yeah, it does. That's really cool. Is that a cassette player or what? I don't know. Is that a trombone? I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's a clarinet. Play! So just came out of the music place. That's really cool. I can't lie. Yeah, they played stuff from like God knows, like 1950s. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, again, that's when like rock and soul was a huge thing back then. You know, like 50s, 60s, 70s. Now, there's a lot of people like it now. But yeah, there's a library in there. That's so cool. What is in here? I wonder what's in here. There's a lot of noise, but no movement. Oh my god. I don't know what this is. Wait, is this where they make hammers? It only makes sense though. Oh. Those fans, I want that fan in my room. So someone bring me a fan. So I was incorrect, guys. I said that there was a train here. No, my dad confirmed that was actually an iron bridge. You know, the caves that you can walk through here are like the mines and stuff you can actually walk through. I'm not quite sure where they are though, so I might have to look on my map, because yes, they actually have a map. I love going places with maps, of course. So now we're going to enter this house. Ooh. I don't know if I should be scared. Nah, I won't be scared. We know about Thomas. Oh no, this is a house, yeah. Oh my god, it looks like Mr. Bloom's allotments. Does anyone know what that is? Mr. Bloom from BBC. Has he died off? Someone tell me. They grow here in my nursery, meet the veggies. We're the veggies. Sorry. Wow. Imagine having this in your back garden. I want it in my back garden. I mean, there were a lot of health risks, but you know, business is business, I'm guessing. And it's always nice to see that they're all upkept. I'm pretty sure these aren't fake. These are actually real garden stuff, which probably gardeners come in and, you know, make them bloom and stuff. But, well, oh wait, it says Pritchard's workshop. This small metalworking workshop is used by Bert Pritchard at his home in Heathtown, Wolverhampton. Also not far actually, you know, I had to swap my trains to get here. From the 1920s to the 1960s, Bert worked at Osier Bed Rolling Mill during the day. He did small jobs for local firms in the evening in his workshop. His machinery included latches and drills powered by a small steam engine. There we go, guys. Just read that right there. And yeah, there you go. Pritchard's workshop. The cast iron house of 1940. After the First World War, Britain suffered from a shortage of bricks and skilled workers. Dudley Council experimented with house building using cast iron panels made by Eclipse Foundry. They proved to be more expensive than bricks, so only 4 of these houses were built. Wait, what? They built it with cast iron. Who builds houses? I mean, strong and everything, but yeah, it only makes sense. Gee, can you imagine that? That would definitely be not a thing nowadays. Oh my god, it's an old radio. It still works as well. Heinz beans means Heinz. That's also cool. They literally did it in all this aluminium sort of stuff. With all your flour, your scales, beetroot, red cabbage. Does that look red? Yeah, it looks red to me. Wow. Hello.
Hello.
Tell us a bit about life living in the 1940s.
Oh, so life was very different, obviously, in the 1940s. So, in here, we're right in the middle of World War II.
Oh no.
So we've got lots of different things that you can see. So very standard, and most houses was the tape on the windows.
Oh.
So the tape on the windows was put on there with the belief that if a bomb was dropped nearby, if that glass did break, it wouldn't turn into razor sharp shards and come into the house. It should stay together with the tape.
Did it?
It did.
Wow.
It was very good. So just above that, we've got a blackout blind. So that blackout blind does exactly what it says. So we can continue to have the lights on, the fire lit, continue as much as we could with normal daily life. With that pulled down, no light escaped. Wow. Yeah, and the reason for that was as the German bombers were flying over, they would know roughly where they are, but without any landmarks and without any lights on, they weren't positive. Yeah, so hopefully it will confuse them.
Where was this house?
So this house was about 1.5 miles away.
Yeah.
So just up to what we call Bakerstreet Island.
Bakerstreet Island.
Yeah. So just on the right hand side there, this is one of 2 that were built. The entire building is made of cast iron.
Wow. And did that cause any health implications?
Not so much health implications, but one of the biggest problems was if it's hot outside, the building's hot.
Yes,
because it's a big metal box.
Yes.
If it's cold outside, it's cold inside.
Wow.
Yeah, so temperature was a huge problem when it came to this house.
And did they know how, like, when they originally put it in, did they know about these implications?
I think they knew about them, about condensation and things like that. So to combat that, the insulation was asbestos.
Ooh,
Yeah.
no, it would have killed them eventually.
So that's the thing. So when they discovered it was asbestos, that's when they decided they were going to pull the houses down.
Oh, yes. And then is this one, did they have to repurpose this one when they put it here?
No, so it was originally 2 houses.
Yep.
So all that we've done is we've knocked a hole through the 3rd bedroom. So now you can transition from 1940 to 1968.
Hey, that's really good. Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome. Have a great day.
Yes, have a great... Oh, this is the bathroom. Look, so there was no showers. Now, believe it or not, when my nan told me back in the day, like, I was like, oh my god, now I know why my nan never had a shower in her, in her bathroom. That's only because, like, showers weren't a big thing back then. There's a toilet. The flushies are there. Wow. Well, to be fair, I mean, that's the same as, like, other stuff, but wow. But yeah, no, seriously, that is a really, really interesting fact. And my nan, not until, like, today, has never had a shower, so it's always literally a bath, which is quite funny. Yeah, I never queried on it until very recently, actually. We're going up the stairs, we're going up the stairs, up the stairs, up and up the stairs, yay! Oh my god. Hello guys. Ooh. Life was like in 1960s, 1940s. Wow. Bradfordshire, there we go. Cricket. That's cool. But yeah, the fact that this place was like made out of iron. Can you imagine how hot it would have got, guys? It wouldn't be a sauna box. It would have roasted you to death. Clown odour. Maybe all of this here as well. And there we go, guys. This is what it looks like in a 1940s bedroom. Whoa, Black Beauty. Ideal book for girls. Wait, was this home to a woman? I don't know. Venus Perfect Pencils. Made in England. Not a lot of stuff is made in England anymore, guys. It looks like Goodnight Mr. Tom stuff. I think we've just transformed into the 1960s now. I think it was 1964. Oh no. I think we're still part of the same house. I think that's the 1964s. Yeah, oh yeah, no, we're still in 1940s, guys. Oh, hello. Also, guys, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, look, that would have been like a bed frame. Not a bed frame, it would have been like washing frame, I'm guessing. Oh, and for all of you guys who keep asking, how do I hold my camera? This is how I hold my camera, guys. It's with like a wrist mount GoPro. For all of you guys who keep asking, it was quite funny some of those comments I get on my TikTok. How is my phone staying on whilst on rides and stuff? It's quite funny. You can definitely tell you've just walked straight into a 1960s bedroom because, well, Liverpool and Esso now. Big things back in the day were cars. And if you get a sponsor off a car, then you know the big thing's gonna be, you know, money and everything. You've got BMW 2002. This is certified that Alan Astoni travelled on cruise 153 1960. Oh, it says 1967. Sorry, wasn't meant to do that. Is that Beatles? Tom Jones. Yeah, you can definitely tell you're here. Morris Mini Cooper. There you go, Morris Miners, Morris stuff. For the three men, but Sybil wasn't how. So yeah, I'm guessing like cinemas were a big thing as well. You can just tell that like technology have transformed how life is nowadays. Definitely, anyways. Oh, okay, this is like, is it still women's bedroom? You can tell stereotypically. Don't know what was in that corner. There's a house that, like, there's a window. That was I don't know. Here we go. Like, I don't know what they are. Someone tell me. Are they hair curlers? Is that a Mia gets me again? I'm joking. And yeah, you got all this stuff over there, guys. Wow. Knitting crochet. Yeah, stereotypical woman back in 1960s. We've got a television set. Could you tell us a little bit about 1960s?
1968.
Yes.
This is where we are.
Is there anything?
Well, Bill would have moved in here with his family in 1968.
Wow.
That's Bill Aston. There are two boys, and Daphne, his wife, is there.
Wow.
They moved in 1968.
And did they? Was this house also built out of steel, or is this?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's cast iron.
Oh, gee, look at that.
There would be 600 of those panels to build the whole building.
Wow. So it took them 20 years to realise that steel doesn't work.
No, it wasn't the fact that steel didn't work. It was the simple fact that steel was too expensive. And it's not steel. This is cast iron.
Cast iron, sorry, iron. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Steel is a different process.
Yes, that's right.
You need coke to make steel.
Yes.
Do you know how you get coke?
No.
You heat coal without air.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Gas seeps out. You store the gas in the gas holders. And then you finish up with coke, which we use in the steel making industry.
Which makes sense, and it makes sense to this area as well.
Well, that's right. But there was a whole load of coal, iron ore, and limestone, because you needed limestone as well.
Would you say that technology transformed the 1960s a lot?
No, the Industrial Revolution transformed.
Yes. Okay.
That's what transformed everything.
Wow.
And that happened around here in 1616.
1616.
Mm-hmm. over 400 years ago.
That is insane. 400.
No, it's not insane, it's the truth.
No, it's true. It's true, yeah. And this is sort of style wallpaper that we would have.
This is 1960s wallpaper. Yes, which you'll see coming back. It's coming back into fashion.
It is, to be fair. I've seen some houses with them and it's quite nice.
You have, yeah.
And then, would you say that all of this stuff was quite expensive? Like if you bought today?
No, here what you have is spoons. And of course they have little badges on them, which is, this is where people went on holiday. And they buy this just as a memento of where they went.
Spoons? Wow.
Yeah, well, of course, not many people had fridges, so you didn't have fridge magnets, which is probably what you buy today.
Yeah, correct.
But they buy spoons, thimbles. Here, we have whimsies. The little animals there are called whimsies. And the box itself, the whole thing is called a gay box.
Gay box? Wow. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. And then would they also collect glasses as well? Or?
Oh yeah, they'd have a glass cabinet.
No, that's really cool. And so my nan has a glass cabinet like that, and she's got so many glasses. And
yeah, that's right. Yeah, wow. Yes, they would collect stuff. Yeah.
Now, big difference. I don't think I saw the bathroom upstairs, but was showers a big thing then? No, showers were.
No, it would be a bath.
I was going to say, yeah, because my nan also only had a bath at one point.
Right. Yeah.
And I never queried it until like later on, and it was more of a case of, why about no shower? No, it makes sense. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. This is probably the men's bedroom. Football's a big thing. Proper Back to the Future radio right there. Is that the actual radio? I'm confused. I don't know. It could be. It could actually be. I can't lie. There we go, guys. Ron Allen, West Bromwich. There we go. All the way down. Wow, kitchen. Wow. That's like gas cooker. I mean, to be fair, if this was in The Sims, I'm comparing it to The Sims. If it was in The Sims, my person would burn himself alive. Oh god. I really like this sort of like blue stuff and everything. It's quite nice actually, it just shows a bit of wealth in the... Can you imagine that being fitted into your home now? Jeez. Cottage pie! Oh, was it Shepherd's? One of the two. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. I haven't had that for ages since being a uni student. I miss all these foods. Oh, there's your cleaner. It wasn't a vacuum back then. It was a cleaner. Wow, milk. And it would be pints, but now you can't go up to a shopkeeper anymore and say pints. You've got to say like litres and stuff. Oh, there's a fridge there. Wow, really, really cool. So instead of having a whole entire industrial works in your shed in the 1960s, you now have like, I don't know, just this sort of like stuff that you would randomly have in a shed, of course. Hammers. Loads of stuff like bicycle stuff as well. That was a big thing. And yeah, there's some of the photos from like the war and then being in the army and everything. This is the print shed. This print shed is a replica based on the shed belonging to Robert Bob James. It originally stood in his back garden in Bilston. I don't know where Bilston is. From 1936, Robert was a printer by trade, working locally for James Wilkes Limited. Wow. He nearly had it for 60 years. It was a hobby for 60 years. Elephant and Castle? We're not in London. No. What do you mean Elephant and Castle? That's just the name of the... I think this is a restaurant or something. Radio Gritton store. Oh, so instead of TVs, they're just radios. Well, you don't see any of these parts being like... Again, radios were a big thing back then. Like, anyone would listen to Winston Churchill's sort of speech on the radio because TVs weren't invented, so you know, that's really cool. So yeah, fish and chips is worth £10.95, fish is £6.85, and portion of chips is £4.25, and also, believe it or not, it is you know, they are cooked in beef dripping, guys. Oh, I have just read that they can also be cooked in vegetable oil if you request, guys. There you go. So guys, my portion of chips, £4.25. Very, very nice. And they're cooked in beef fat. However, if you ask a person, they'll cook it in vegetable fat. I have had such an amazing time here at Black Country Living Museum. It's been absolutely amazing. I haven't done everything, guys, but I do need to get a train back. And I don't want to be coming back at like 7 o'clock again. Keep doing that. So yeah, anyways, if you haven't already, go and check out Black Country Living Museum. It is in Dudley, guys. It's on the outskirts of Birmingham. Very, very good place. And if you are going by train, get to Tipton. I mean, it's like a 15 to 20 minute walk. It's not even that bad, guys. So yeah, anyways, that's it from me here. Please remember to like and subscribe. Smile always. Bye, guys. I am really, really confused because these tram lines go all the way here and they go all the way around there. But then there's tram lines here that go around there. And it looks like that tram there is very, very replenished. These are the buses. You've got the red double-decker bus. I don't know if that's like a London bus or what. And then you've got that sort of bus, which I've actually seen before out in this area, believe it or not. Got a clock which is actually working. But yeah, no, someone tell me, is the trams actually here or what? Because the last thing I read, or the thing that I read online was the fact they don't have them anymore since 2013. So I'm not quite sure, guys. Couldn't tell on top of my head. They look a bit bad, but I don't know. Someone tell me. Anyways, remember to like and subscribe, guys. I really had an amazing day here at the Black Country Living Museum. Anyways, remember to like and subscribe. Smile always goes. Bye. Oh God, what am I saying? Wait, they've got an old car museum. I didn't know that. I'm not gonna lie to you. These are all like Wolverhampton stuff. Wow. That's really cool. That one's amazing. What even is that? A present from Anne. Keat Ltd Limited of Wolverhampton produced a sleek and streamlined car in 1954. Built as a racing car, it was the first in the world to have a one-piece fiberglass body. Fiberglass is a mixture of plastic and glass, so that there. Unfortunately, the car was never very successful in competitions and only a small number were built. Well, makes sense then. I mean, it's quite small for what it is. It looks like a Jaguar XJR9, I can't lie. Was it an XJR7? I forgot. But wow, this is insane. I mean, it also looks like they're replenishing everything, like, well, this is exactly what I thought a garage would look like, and this is exactly what an old garage looks like. We've got all old parts and everything. That's really, really cool.